Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruze.
I'm George Kamel.
And this is
Smart Money Happy Hour. Cheers.
Oh, refreshing.
What a delight that is.
So good. Well, this is the podcast where two friends who happen to be money experts talk about what you're talking about. Everything from pop culture, current events, and money. And today, we are honoring the flag, the beige flag.
And the American flag always, but specifically today, beige flag.
I know. I mean, we are mid-30s, boring,
Speak for yourself.
Financially responsible adults. But we love a good trend, especially those Gen Zers. Gosh darn it.
Rachel falls for it.
I love a good trend.
I'm like, you're wearing mom pants now? She's like, yeah, Gen Z said skinny jeans are out. I'm like, since when are we listening to them? They ate Tide Pods like 3 months ago. But hey,
those children,
they set the trends.
They have some fun trends, and one of them is the beige flag, because we all know like red flags to look out for, green flags in life. This is beige flags, like
That's right.
Yeah. We don't know. So we're going to talk about money and common money principles or themes within people's lives. We'll figure out, is it a red flag, beige flag, green flag? We're going to talk about it.
It's going to get juicy. And speaking of juicy, there's some orange juice in today's drink. It is a creamsicle mocktail in honor of the beige flag. I'll give it a pass. It's close to beige, but it is delicious. Everyone should be making this at home. Fun for the whole family.
So good. So good.
So wait till the end. We're going to give it a rating, give you the review, and reveal the cost per glass. And trust me, you want to know the cost per glass. This one was mind-blowing.
So good. Well, it's delicious. Very refreshing. Okay, George, so let's get it straight. Again, red flags in life, we all know. It's like caution. Ooh, that's a red flag. That's
Bad.
A red flag. No. Green flag, probably not said as much like in common everyday language lingo, but
we're a very negative culture. We should celebrate more green flags.
But we know green flags when we see them. So I guess the middle flag, if we're going like street light colors, is yellow. But those Gen Zers, they've dubbed it
beige.
The beige flag, which I love. Which means it's neutral. Sense. It's not right. It's not wrong. It's just like, it could be a beige flag. It could go either way.
Well, have you heard the word mid?
Yes, I have.
I feel old just saying it out loud. I realize how uncool I am right now. But that's what you say. You're like, Rachel, I think the Barbie movie, that's mid.
And that means like it's average. Mid is average?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the worst. It's just very like, you're like, it's Chipotle. It's not going to blow your mind.
Oh, I love Chipotle.
I do too. But I think we could agree it's mid.
Okay. Because it's not like super fancy, but it's also not like disgusting.
It's not going to change your life.
Sure.
But it's not terrible. You can do worse.
Yeah. So the official definition of beige flag, according to Reader's Digest,
wow, you were 78 years old,
is something that's neither good or bad. It just makes you pause for a minute when you notice it. It's okay.
How angry is Gen Z that Reader's Digest was like, we should be the ones to define this?
The official definition.
Let the olds take this one, kids.
We'll take this one, guys. Okay, so we're going to start reacting to some red flags and green flags.
I like that.
And obviously, these are very subjective, depending on who you are. But some common relationship red flags that are circulating the interwebs right now.
That's usually where this falls into the category.
Yeah,
so
we
relationships.
went into the Gen Z world, and here's what they're saying are some red flags. I'm going to just do this for fun, because I like our fun.
It is fun. Who doesn't
red
love a little flag?
First and foremost, men wearing flip-flops. Gen Z apparently hates feet, and they wear socks plus slides.
Okay, this is not a red flag for me. I think that's a very silly red flag. I think they need to get over whatever their issue is with people wearing flip-flops. Like, why men wear, like, do all men have ogre feet?
How about at work, though? Are you, because there is someone we work with, and he is very vocal about anyone, even women, having any level of, like, their feet. He's like, your feet should be covered at work. And I'm like,
okay.
I'm not that, like, offended by it.
Well, they can get on their horse and buggy and go somewhere else, okay? We live in the modern world.
You are so cool, George.
Why can't we show?
Are going to love you.
How come we can show our fingers? Well, should we wear what's next? We wear gloves all the time because you're scared of my hands. They give you the ick. Get out of here.
The ick. You sound so old. The ick. Oh my gosh.
Get off my lawn.
Okay, next.
All right.
People who act like hating cats is their entire personality.
Wow. Okay, I can get behind this one. But I also get it. So I'm like, am I that guy?
Oh.
It's not my entire personality.
I know. But
I don't bring it up in conversation for fun.
It becomes who they are, though.
But I think cat people are their own red flag. So, there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum is all I'm saying.
I used to be more on your side, and I have become more beige about that. Cats don't, I don't hate them as much as I used to.
I think we need to find cat people. I'm talking about like they got pillows with their cats' faces on it.
Yeah, some of them too.
They have more cats than they do fingers. Those kinds of people.
That's a different
breed.
Level.
Pun intended.
That's a level.
All right.
Red flag.
I'll give that a little red flag.
Being rude to service workers.
Big red flag.
Don't be mean to people who help
Treat
you.
them nice with kindness. Tip them well.
Everybody.
They have to deal with you. If you had to deal with you, you would tip yourself well.
Yep. Okay, another relational red flag is littering or just saying, oh, the janitor will get it.
What world do these people live in?
They didn't read QBQ. Or we had to read that at work years
that's
ago.
Right. Yes.
It was all about
the gist, the spark notes of that book is, hey, your mom doesn't work here.
Yeah.
And I don't care whose problem it is, solve it.
Solve it. Figure it out.
I didn't
Be
litter.
an adult.
You know, I love the people who pick up trash that's not even theirs and they go throw it away. I'm like, those are the kindest, most wonderful people on the earth.
So great.
Red flag, making someone feel stupid for being excited about something.
Ooh,
absolutely.
Red flag. Yep.
Get a life. Why do you have to just criticize what everyone else likes? Now, if it's Keurig, I will criticize that. Know that. I want the best for you guys.
Okay, George, I'm going to just read a bunch of these in the red flag category that were submitted by people. Yep. And say, raising my flag, raise the red flag.
Okay.
If you feel like it is. Ready? Long or short fingernails, depending on your preference.
What?
I'm raising a flag.
For short fingernails?
Or like long.
On men?
Like how could it be both? Yeah, if it's super long, that's disgusting.
Okay. So
or they are doing drugs.
They are doing something.
I've seen the movies.
Isn't the thing with like a guitar player though?
That is a thing, but the chances of them being like a really good guitar player versus they do drugs, slim. Just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, a one-upping, being a know-it-all, interrupting, mansplaining, all the things.
Oh, a huge red flag. Can't stand that. Nobody wants to be around that person.
Or they're just really talkative. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about this one? People who act like mispronouncing someone's name as a joke instead of trying to get it right.
No.
Do people do that a lot?
I don't know. That's not funny. Red flag.
Yeah, that's just lame. Be better, bro.
Okay, here's a great one. Wearing outside clothes on in your bed.
That's a huge red flag.
No, it's not at all. That's you?
I had a roommate, and until he went to bed, he kept his shoes on, his full clothes on from that he wore all day, right up until bedtime. Full shoes on and everything.
Okay, the only time I will not get into my bed with clothes that I had on during the day is if I was on an airplane. Like airplane clothes for me, yeah, for sure.
Burn them.
But it doesn't bother me.
Absolutely.
It doesn't bother me.
I would say it bothers me. I just think you're not okay.
Okay.
Like, I put on jammies. As soon as I'm home, put on some sweats, put on some shorts, throw a t-shirt on.
Yeah, and I do that to be comfortable, but not for like, because I don't want my outside clothes like.
Oh, yeah, I'm not OCD
inside.
about that. It's not a germaphobe thing.
Well, for some people, I think it is.
All right, fine, whatever.
Okay. Leaving a shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot instead of putting it back.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to say beige flag because it could be a mom and there's like a safety. There's a weird guy and she has her kids and she's just running
incredibly
for safety.
Specific scenario that Rachel's defending. What if she's a single mom and she's having a hard day? And
no, it's a safety thing.
Or what if it's just someone who's inconsiderate going, someone will get it.
Then red flag.
Thank you. There we go.
Red flag, yes.
People who don't take accountability for their actions.
I mean,
yeah,
I would say so.
That's a simple one.
I would say sure. Someone hating all of their exes, which is a sign that they think other people are always the issue.
Ooh. Well, even the fact, like, if you talk about your ex and it was like not yesterday, I'm kind of like, bro, like you need to go to therapy, like move, process it and move on.
Yeah, if there's no self-awareness, which that means there's not, red flag.
And if you're on a date, they don't want to hear about your ex on that date. I'm just telling you right now. There's free dating advice.
It's so true.
How about this one?
Okay.
Someone's card is declined on the first date.
I'm going to say beige flag. Again, scenario. Who knows? It could have been like something wrong with the bank. It could have been on their side. I've had my card. That's happened to me before with my debit card. Not because I don't have money in there. It's just like it's not going through. On a first date,
I would say hopefully if you didn't budget for it, red flag. And you're just like,
sure.
I'll cover it.
If it's the bank's fault though, and it's not the person's fault.
What if it's a credit card that got declined?
Oh, like you maxed out your card? Is that the scenario in which that would happen?
Oh man, that would be tough. That's a caution for me.
Okay.
So yeah, for sure.
Red alert.
Wave that flag. Okay, right. Last one. People who flaunt their career, status, or money.
Oh, that's a red flag for me. Now, flaunting is a very generic term. We don't know what that means.
If it's like a very important part of their life, then there's like a value system that's really placed on like stuff and what they wear. And if it's like, ooh.
Which tells me that's going to be a tumultuous relationship.
It's going to be a little exhausting. I may go a little red flag.
I'm not looking for exhaustion in a relationship.
Okay, let's turn it on its side. Let's go green flag.
Yeah, we need some positive.
You ready? Dental hygiene.
Green flag, 100%.
Sure, green flag.
You floss? You a flosser? Oh boy.
Hit or miss. And I kind of think the dentist is a little bit of a scam. But other than that.
What is this conspiracy theory?
It makes you go every 6 months for cleaning. And I'm like, I just feel
Rachel
like our electric
says the dentist is a scam, but then just doesn't floss.
Our electric toothbrushes do well. Every time I went to the dentist, they were like,
looks
great. And I'm like,
but that's because you have good genes.
Maybe so. Yeah, I guess if you have, if it's genetic and you have a lot of cavities, you need to go. But if you're like me.
Did you have braces?
No.
Privilege. That's right there. Genetic privilege. Beige flag.
Yeah, so I don't know, y'all.
That's fine.
I mean, obviously, dental hygiene is important. We'll just, the scale of it will
Green
be.
Flag.
If the person had bad breath.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible. Of course.
They need to brush.
Good call.
Okay, next. When people aren't flashy, but they aren't too stingy with their money either.
Okay.
I like that one. Green
They're
flag.
just secure.
It feels like
I'm going to
me.
give a green flag for security.
I feel like that's me.
We need more of that.
Where it's like, yeah, we're not going to like overly hype on stuff, but we're also not going to like be cheap.
Well, there's a balance. There's moderation. You're not crazy frugal, but you're not crazy flashy. Somewhere in between.
Yep. Open-mindedness.
All right. I'll take an open mind.
I think that's
green
great.
Flag.
Asking questions, wanting to know what's
Creates
going
a healthy
on.
person.
What did Ted Lasso say? Be curious, not judgmental.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Ted Lasso, he has many red flags, but that's a green flag right there.
People who are readers and podcast listeners.
If you listen to Smart Money Happy Hour, green flag.
Being able to poke fun at yourself.
Huge green flag.
Yes, that's great.
Humility, self-deprecation.
Yep.
Have a dose of it.
People love it.
Get used to it.
Safe and responsible driving.
Yeah, I would say dangerous, reckless driving is a red flag. So sure, absolutely.
A speeder though, neutral.
Yeah.
Beige flag, right?
I would say within 10 miles over the speed limit, beige flag.
Yeah.
20, 30?
Yeah, we're going red. Fair. I'll do that. 15.
That steps into...
I can be an 85.
85 and a 70.
Yeah.
Don't tell the cops.
Don't
If you guys know cops, don't tell on Rachel.
Don't tell them to come to I-65.
You just gave him way too much information.
Don't come to Rachel's address at 1/4. I have no idea.
Yeah, the next line was going to be, I always drive at this exact spot.
Oh, green flag, Apple users over Android users. I'm going to go blue flag because of iMessages.
Okay.
Because green flag in this case is bad.
Is an Android
I
user.
don't want to see this color in my text messages.
See, that's a beige flag for me. A lot of the tech guys go Android.
I know. I give a lot of grief to the Android users. I just want what's best for them. It's like the Keurig. You know what I mean? You're not a bad person if you use a Keurig. I just want you to eventually upgrade to the Nespresso to have a better life.
To have a better life for yourself, unless you're not worried about status.
True. But Android users are always like defending their phones. I'm like, bro, I don't need a projector on my phone. I don't care how many gigapixels you got. I just want to be able to know how to get to the camera.
I just need the camera. No one can ever find it.
No one can find the camera. There we go.
It's true. It's true. Asking good questions. Green flag.
That means you're an active listener.
Yes.
You're curious.
Being generous with praise and compliments.
Green flag all day.
Green flag. Being able to talk about feelings and emotions.
Huge green flag.
Saying true to your word. Green
Integrity.
Flag.
Huge green flag.
Yes. Speaking highly of other people when they're not present.
Wow. That's
a good one.
Very underrated green flag.
Yes. Financial and social independence.
Huge green flag.
Yeah,
so not being too needy and dependent on others and other people's money.
For sure. All right.
Those are very nice. I think we should all aspire to those flags.
Yes. Okay. Next up, which I'm excited about this one.
It's time.
The beige flags.
This is what you're here for. This is why you click the listen or watch button.
Okay. Pronouncing folks and salmon with the hard L. Folks.
Oh, salmon?
Salmon.
That to me is a red flag.
That might be a red flag too. That would be so annoying.
I'm like, who raised you? What caused? Are you British?
Oh my gosh. Oh, here's a funny one. Ordering a Frappuccino as an adult.
Wow.
They're fancy and expensive coffee.
I'm going to go, I'll give that a beige flag. I'm not mad at you, but I want you to know that Frappuccinos are just ice and sugar.
Yeah. It's not a real coffee.
Fun fact, some of them don't even have any coffee in them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Beige flag. Here's a good one, using the brand Head and Shoulders as your shampoo.
Oh, come on. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that?
I don't know why that makes me laugh. I don't know.
Listen, people out there, they're insecure. They're trying to get control of their dandruff, and then Rachel's out here laughing in their face.
I'm laughing at those people. It's a funny.
That is a funny
beige
reference.
flag.
It is a funny reference.
But it's not a red flag for me at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna go beige flag on that one.
All right.
Setting your ringtone to something different than the automatic iPhone ringer.
First of all, the red flag is having any ringer. Put your phones on silent. Nobody wants to know that your phone is ringing.
And your phone is ringing? My phone never rings.
Unless you're my grandma, you have no right to have any ringer or sound coming. If you have the text tone when you're typing a text.
Okay, that's for people 60 and older.
And you chicken tap it. That's all red flags. So I'm going to bucket all of that under red flags.
Under red flags, okay.
Like, who's even using ringtones anymore? Remember we used to buy them from iTunes?
I know. What if a song came up and for someone's ringer?
I'm sure people still do that.
I'm sure
that's not an absurd.
We're not judging.
I keep my phone on vibrate because my phone's always on me. I understand if your phone's in another room.
Okay, here's what I'm guilty of: saying "Hey, girl" is your go-to greeting. I do that a lot.
Guilty. Hey, beige flag.
Hey, girl.
You ever do that to guys just to make them angry?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I am guilty of this.
Hey, man.
We should add this. The hey, man, or like, what's up, dude?
Okay, that's the same as hey, girl to me. Yeah.
But here's the thing, is that I don't remember their name.
I know. Sometimes me too.
I don't know half the people in this room. Who are you guys? I'm just kidding. It's my crew.
So terrible. Okay.
So we talked about red flags, green flags, beige flags. Let's move on to money flags. Because financial problems contribute to 40% of divorces.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It's a huge tension point. Like if you're out to dinner with people or you're on vacation with your family, like it becomes a point of conflict. It can become a point of conflict.
Especially in a romantic relationship.
For sure. So even if there's not a point of contention, it's an aspect of your life that's always going to be there. And it's something to talk about, plan around, and we want you to be thoughtful of.
So let's move in the direction towards the green flags. That's what's important here.
That is, yes. Okay, so should we...
So we're going to vote on these, I guess. This is where we decide if it's a beige flag, red flag, green flag.
Love it. Okay, you ready?
Get your flags.
Get your flags ready. If the person you're dating has a significant amount of student loan debt.
Ooh. I'm going to go somewhere in between beige and red, depending on the situation.
Because I think a lot of people will have significant student loan debt. It will be, if you guys get married, it's your debt, so you got to be aware of that. But if they're like motivated to get out of it.
Yes. I wouldn't not date someone because they had a lot of student loan debt.
Right.
But I would want to know, like, what is their plan?
Yeah, for sure. All right, next. If the person you're dating doesn't practice generosity or giving.
Red flag. Big red flag. Now, I think people can change.
I'm going to go beige flag only because I don't think some people think about it. Like, we really teach generosity here. But for some people, it's not like a top of mind thing, or they believe they can't do it, all of it. So, again, it's all their attitudes towards it. If they don't want to at all, then that goes red flag.
Yeah, I guess in my head, I was thinking like this is maybe a stingy person.
Yes.
Versus like, they're just not used to it. They haven't built that muscle.
That's kind of
they have a scarcity mindset around money.
I always look at the good in people.
You really do. And that is why you're America's favorite and everyone loves Rachel and I get harangued in the podcast reviews for being a curmudgeon Scrooge.
Just a Scrooge. Georgie. Okay, if the person you're dating enjoys gambling and has large amounts of money playing the game.
Yeah, that is.
I'm gonna go red.
Sounds like an addiction. Red flag for me.
Yeah, that's not feeling great.
We gotta solve that.
If the person you're dating is unemployed.
I'll go beige.
I'm gonna go beige. Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
If you're choosing to be unemployed, that's a red flag.
That's right.
If you just got laid off or fired or something
beige flag. Okay, if the person you're dating uses credit cards, but you don't agree that this is wise.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I lean beige. They just may not know. If you're like me, I just grew up thinking like it's so normal.
It's so normal, yeah.
It's not seen as a negative thing.
Right.
So if you've been following us and you're like, well, Rachel and George said credit cards are bad, they don't know.
Yeah, they may not.
Educate them.
So we'll go beige. If the person you're dating has never offered to pick up the check.
Oh, this raises the question. Does the man or woman pay for the check? Is it forever? Is it just the first date? What do you think about that?
If you're both working adults, for the first bit, I could see the guy paying. And then after a while, as I would offer, I wouldn't want him just paying for every single thing.
Sure.
So if you never offer throughout your entire dating, that's a little weird to me. So
on either side. You're saying if it's a woman and she's never even offering, like, hey, let me chip in for that.
If y'all dated for like 6 months, it would make sense. It's like, yeah, let me pick it up because you picked, I don't know.
That's fair.
So red flag if it's never, ever, ever happens for a longer relationship.
All right.
If the person you're dating lives off of family money alone.
Oh, like they don't work.
Yeah.
It's a red flag because it worries me how they just spend their time all day.
Yeah. Like
I want you doing something, even if you don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say if they're working or not and what they do, but
no, it says it
just says living off of family money.
Alone.
Sure.
That's a strong word
red
there.
flag.
So that's red flag.
You sold me.
An extreme coupon user.
Well, if it's like the show, extreme couponers or whatever.
Well, it says extreme. It doesn't just say coupon user, extreme. Yeah, I'm going to go red flag. That's going to annoy me.
Yeah. I mean, because, well, there's a point where.
Then it's like, we can't go here. We don't have a coupon. And you're like, oh my God.
It can become an addiction for some people.
Yeah.
Almost like gambling. Obviously, it's better than gambling because you're being super frugal, but you got to.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to spend 6 hours a day just looking for coupons.
All right, George, how about this? The person you're dating is very into crypto.
Honestly, red flag just because I don't want to hear it. I'm fine if you do. I'm not mad about it. But if I talked about anything, if I was obsessed with anything, especially a cryptocurrency, and I was like, Rachel, so I just looked at the blockchain, and it looks like Mooncoin is going to be the one that you would just be like, bro, like if it was sports, that would be a red flag. If all they talk about is sports.
The whole time.
So that's with anything.
Okay.
But crypto is a different breed.
I get that. If the person you're dating has never given you a gift and you've been dating 3 to 6 months.
I'm going to go beige. I don't know what a gift would, 3 to 6 months, like, was there a birthday? Was a gift?
Well,
define a gift.
6 months.
There's probably, is there a holiday
There's got to be
a
I'm sure between 2 birthdays, a holiday of Christmas, Valentine's. You've hit something within 6 months.
You can't guarantee that.
So I'm going to say red.
You're like, well, your birthday has to fall within.
From 2 girls, yes.
Within 2 people. Yeah.
I don't think gifts are a necessary part of an early relationship. I think the gift of my presence should be enough.
The gift that keeps on giving.
That's nice.
Okay. The person you're dating isn't honest about their taxes.
What does that mean?
Red flag.
Like, are they not paying their taxes?
Yeah,
are they committing fraud?
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm going to go red flag for tax fraud.
Has $1,000 car payment every month.
That's a huge red flag. $1,000.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna say beige because what if they make like $4 million a year and they believed that car payments, they just do it because it's a thing.
We have gone way over the line.
Rachel, how many people listening are just
what if they make
people on the street making $4 million?
I'm just throwing a scenario, y'all. I'm just throwing out an extreme scenario. We don't know. We don't know what this person is.
Rachel's out here straight up defending the $1,000 car payment. Well, guys, we don't know their life story. What if they had something tragic happen to them where they need a really expensive car?
No, not that, because I know they don't need. No.
Why am I turning into Zoolander?
Okay, red flag. Jeez, I'll go with my gut. My gut was red, but I just thought of that one person who never heard that car payments were bad until they listened to us.
That's fair, but you're $4 million.
I'm just
$1,000.
I'm just throwing out. But if you have $4 million a year, George,
you're throwing money out the window every day if you have $1,000 car payment.
I agree with you. So red flag, people. I have a red flag up for anyone that's concerned. Red flag.
Okay.
Has never had a job. A red flag.
Well, that's beige if they're like if they're 22 and they are in college. Now, hopefully they've worked some. Yeah. So define job, but I'm going to go beige because we don't know.
All right.
If they're like 30 and they've never had a job, huge red flag. If they're 18, I have more.
There's not probably a lot of 18-year-olds listening to this podcast, though.
There's 7-year-olds that listen. Okay. So take that 7-year-olds. If you haven't had a job, Rachel says red flag.
If you're 7. So
that's true. It says the person you're dating.
Yes.
But people date at 16 these days. That's an appropriate age.
Yes.
I don't know when people date.
You're a smart money happy hour listener.
Okay. Again, with the assumptions.
Okay. Makes rude comments about other people's wealth.
Oh. Yeah, that's a red flag. There's some insecurity
What if the wealthy people are so annoying and y'all talk
you
about
exhaust me. What if...
I just love my beige flag. I just love that. It's like, oh my
Let
gosh,
your beige flag fly, girl. Makes rude comments about other people's...
Yeah, okay, I know. I mean,
in what scenario?
On the surface, red. But what if you went to dinner with a couple and they were so annoying about their money and all this stuff, and we like joked about them in the car, like Winston and I kind of made fun. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that is a very specific scenario. Once again, so picture this: we're at dinner, we're at Carrabba's.
She has all the specific examples.
I don't know. My mind goes there.
I get the chicken Brian.
I don't like this. Yeah,
that's a good dish, and I stand by that.
All right. Last but not least, the person you're dating is super secretive about their finances.
Yeah,
yeah.
Super secretive that's some
sketchy.
Wording.
That starts to get sketchy to me.
Yeah. Well, that tells me there's going to be a lot of protection and control down the line. There's going to be some infidelity financially down the line. So that's what worries me. I lean red flag.
Yeah. If you can't be open about it and talk about it, especially if it's a serious relationship.
Yeah. But if it's a few dates in and you're like, so tell me about your 401k. You're like, that's that might be a little much.
Totally agree.
Look, let's get to know each other as people
flag
first.
On them, that person.
That's right.
Both ways.
Flag on the play, 10-yard penalty.
Man, so good. Thanks,
so many
Gen
flags.
Z, for all the flag contents. It's good to know, though. You got to bucket. You got to think about very specific scenarios. It's very important.
I'm going to give this podcast a green flag. If they listen to Smart Money Happy Hour, huge green flag.
All right. Well, it's almost the end of the episode, and we end every episode with
Guilty as charged.
And this is where our producer, Lindsay, gives us a new guilty as charged question every week. And if we are guilty, we have to take a sip. So, Lindsay, what is it?
Okay. I want to know what beige flags you're guilty of.
Oh.
And have the other one react.
Dang.
Okay, I would say one of my beige flags is my clothes end up inside out, like the way I like.
Yes.
Not to be too much.
I think is that a female thing?
And then I hang up on the hanger them inside out too.
That's a red flag. You went from beige to red real quick. Is it out of just convenience?
Yeah, it's just right there. So I'd rather clean up faster and have my closet clean.
But then when you're in a rush in the morning, you got to now unfurl this dress.
Not in a rush in the morning.
Oh, must be nice. She just makes her Keurig at her own leisurely. Wow.
Yeah, I have more. I'm in less of a hurry to take the shirt inside out, outside in, than I am the other way to hang it up.
That's fair.
That's mine.
I would say, in general, my hygiene routine is a giant beige flag. My hair routine, easily 4 minutes. The amount of toiletries.
Hair dryer.
I have 2 toiletry bags, Rachel, that I take on trips.
Red flag.
I bring.
Red flag.
And you have been a beneficiary of some of this because we'll travel to a live event.
That is
and
true.
Rachel's like, oh my gosh, I need a steamer. And I'm like, I have a steamer. I also have a hair dryer. And I brought my own noise machine. Oh, you need an extra charger?
Here we go.
Lint roller? I got you. Hand sanitizer? Got it. Hand salve? I'm on it.
Salve.
I'm a Boy Scout, soccer mom, enigma. You can't put me in a box. So that, to me, is a beige flag. I floss twice a day. So I'm making up for Rachel's 0 with 2. I flossed before we did this podcast.
Right. What?
And I brushed and I mouthwashed.
Stop it.
Beige flag or green flag?
Or green flag. That's a high maintenance. You're a high maintenance man, George Kamel. But you know what? We love you. So
I think I wouldn't say high maintenance. I would say high standards for excellence.
I think the maintenance category is pretty high for you. Lots to maintain. Oh, that was fun.
That was a good time.
Okay, what are we sipping
Guilty.
on? This was a great cocktail.
This is a creamsicle mocktail, and here's what's in it. Orange juice, whipped cream, lemon lime soda. Is that just called Sprite? Who calls it lemon lime soda?
Off-brand.
Oh, okay. Hey, we're on a budget. Ice and an orange slice. That rhymes. So orange juice, whipped cream, lemon lime soda, ice, and an orange slice for garnish. The cost breakdown, Rachel, blows my mind on this one. 83 cents a glass.
Oh, my God.
I don't think you can buy water as cheap as this. How is it possible?
It's so true.
That's amazing.
It was delicious.
What was your rating on it?
Oh, my God. I didn't drink because I had the flags the whole time. So I feel like I didn't have my free hands like I normally do.
It's a near perfect drink. I may go 10 out of 10.
I was going to say 9.5.
what was the half? What could we have done?
I don't like the whipped cream on top.
Oh, it's bothersome to you?
A little bit. But the taste is so good. Oh, delicious.
It's nostalgic for me, I gotta say.
Yeah. Guys, make it. It's worth it.
Make it for your kids. They'll love it.
It is worth it. Well, all right, it's closing time. George, great episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Make sure to leave a review. Subscribe if you haven't.
Leave their beige money flags in the reviews and the comments.
Do it.
Juicy.
Do it. So good. Well, you guys, I guess we'll see you next Thursday on an all-new episode of
Smart Money Happy Hour.